over on the grid with George Clark. George starting 21st. George, how's your weekend been going?
It's been all right, but it's been a bit rough because first heat we had 4th on track, but then after penalties 18th, and then second heat 9th.
And you've been out in Europe recently. You've been doing a lot of work out there. How's that helped you when you've come back to your home turf, back to the UK?
It's helped me quite a bit because the racing out there is a lot more experienced, and you've got to be a lot better, obviously, to race there.
Great to hear from you, George. Very best of luck for your race. Hope to see you make up some positions. We'll just take a quick walk up the grid. We'll also speak to Austin Newstead. Austin, you're a bit out of position. We normally see you probably a lot further up the front. What's been happening this weekend?
So in the first heat, it was a bit unfortunate. I was quite good until on one of the last laps. I had a little bit of contact with George Clark, which ended up me dropping back and not being able to finish the race, ending up in a DNF with 24 points. And then I started at the same place again in the second heat, and then made my way back up all the way to third.
And how are you feeling about this race? Are you feeling confident?
Yeah, hopefully I can get as many positions gained, as obviously there's a big grid ahead of me, so I just need to get as far front as forwards as I can.
Best of luck to you, Austin. Great to speak to you, catch up with you later on this weekend. Also just want to catch up with Finlay Lines. Finlay, we've had quite a few chats already this season. You've been up the front a lot. We caught up over in Parc Fermé earlier where you had a bit of bad luck. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, it was a bit of a 50-50 incident we had at the second hairpin where I got driven over. But we won the first heat, which was quite strong, and we're just hoping to get as further as we can to get as much championship points as we can in this race.
Like you said, won the first heat, so feeling strong, feeling confident. Best of luck to you for the rest of the race. We will make our way up the grid as well. This weekend as well, you might notice we've got a lot of drivers from a lot of different countries. We've also got quite a few Irish drivers joining us this weekend, one of which is Christian Kobe. If Christian is happy to catch up with us quickly. Christian, how's your race weekend been going? How's your first round of the British Kart Championships been?
It's good, but it could be better. I'm quite happy with the weekend, but I definitely think I can improve in this final.
Great, well, very best of luck to you, Christian. That's all we've got time for ahead of this race, so we'll go back up to the box with Andrew, who will introduce. Looking forward to seeing the action.
Absolutely, last race of the day, last race of the first round for this season's first round for the Vera Tools British Kart Championships. 1 minute board in the air, clear the grid instruction as well. To all personnel on the grid, and again a really strong group of drivers getting ready for this next one. 34 of them on the grid, 28 who qualified directly from the 2 rounds of heats for each driver earlier on today, and the 6 who drove through from the repechage earlier on this afternoon. Keep your comments coming in. To Tom Coronel, his son Rocco is of course racing this weekend. A couple of questions as well. Where's Bishop and Hunter? Well, Kai Hunter staying focused on the Rotax categories this year, and Macaulay Bishop not racing either. We'll be back very shortly. Next up, it is the final for Iami Water Swift. Green flag in the air. It's the formation lap for the Water Swift final. Here is your grid. Will Green on pole position. Harry Williams alongside on the front row. Giles Sayer and Sukhmani Kira on row 2. 4 drivers very strong in Franciacorta a week ago. George House and Colby Patterson were there as well. They start on row 3. Harley Musk and Grayson Wortley go from row 4. Teddy Porter and Freddie Wood complete the top 10 there on row 5 ahead of Jensen Ackerman. And Austin Gibson, the restricted class winner from last year, moving up here in the Iami ladder. Max Mason and Mason Brooks go from row number 7 ahead of Christian Kobe and Blair Smith on row number 8. Row 9, John T. Restrick and Finlay Lines. Charlie Clough and Austin Newstead will look to move up the grid from the 10th row of the grid. On row 11, it's George Clark and Knight Measures. Row 12, Zdeněk Babicek and Ian Carey. Row 13, Aryan Singh and Callum Graham. Cooper Snedden and Aryan Nair go from the 14th row of the grid ahead of Henry Clark and Luca Narraway on row 15. The first of the drivers through from the repechage. Joining them from that true repechage, Xavi Fonge and Pato Medina. James Nolan and Sophie Campbell complete the 34 runners in this final. Well, 1 week ago in the IAME Euro Series, the X30 Mini category was dominated by drivers here who call the Vera Tools British Kart Championships home. This is going to be a European quality level of race for the IAME Water Swift final. Are we good for a go? I think we're going to be going round again. Yes, the yellow lights are still on the start gantry. Race director Nigel Edwards not satisfied with that to be good for a race start. So they will go round again for another formation lap. Hello to Kevin Winfield again. He's cheering on Henry Clark, number 82. Henry, one of the 6 drivers to race through from the repechage early this afternoon. If you have missed any of the races, if you're just joining us here on this beautiful Saturday evening in Lincolnshire, don't worry, you can watch all of the racing from today back, whether that be on the Alpha Live YouTube channel, the Motorsport UK, the Vera Tools Motorsport channel as well, new for this weekend, and also, of course, the Karting UK YouTube channel at Our Karting UK. Do make sure that you subscribe to that, because that's where all the extra bits are, like the paddock shows and the interviews and the features and the behind the scenes. That's all over there as well, in addition to your live broadcasts for 2024. Hello to all of our followers on Facebook as well at the Vera Tools British Kart Championships page. Hope you're all ready for this last race of the day before we move our focus to round 2, which will be here tomorrow. We do it all again on Sunday. Green and Williams on the front row. Sayer and Kira row 2, ready for racing once again here at PF. And away we don't go. No, we don't go away, because it's another false start and it'll be another formation lap. That gives us enough time to just talk through, of course, the Virtual Championship, which is quite simple. It is the grid order. 65 championship points have gone the way of Will Green already for his efforts through the intermediate classification. Second to Harry Williams on 62, Jarlath Sayer on 60, and then a point down from each position down. So Sukwani Kira there on 59 points. So for Will Green, really did find a cutting edge last week. I saw him race out in Franciacorta. If you were with us for that broadcast with some DDMM commentary, thank you very much. He took that final win, and I think has had a big boost of confidence as well. A lot of eyes on him, of course, his family background, and also being the runner-up in this championship in this category last year. A lot of drivers, a lot of teams, a lot of people watching it would make him the championship favourite, but that counts for nothing in terms of championship points. He started his championship well through the first part of this first round. Can he continue it here in this final? Are we good for a go this time? Yes, we are. Lights out. 12 minutes have begun. Good start for the number 44 of Harry Williams, through into the lead of the race from the outside of row number 1. Well, that is perhaps not what Will Green would have expected. 2 karts a little bit further back off the main pack as they go through over the bridge for the first time, heading down towards the first hairpin. Green moving to the outside there of Sukwani Kira. Sukwani Kira's had a good start. He's up to second place. The driver who's just signed an extension on the Alpine Formula 1 Race Her programme. There's 2 karts out of the race. One of them is the number 23 of Xavi Fonge. Oh dear, for Fonge, after coming through from the repechage, will go no further. I think Aryan Singh might also have not come through the first sector. Yes, the number 27 is out of this race, also delayed. I think Teddy Porter's had problems at the start, possibly Ian Carey as well. They're both delayed through sector number 2. Harry Williams is under investigation The leader under investigation, I can see on my timing screen in the commentary box. Again, we're only on lap 2. You would presume that is for the start. Meanwhile, change for the lead. Will Green to the front of the order ahead of Harry Williams. Sukmani Kira there in 3rd and Jarlath Sayre 4th. I would not be surprised at all if that top 4 break off the front of the order right now. It's going to be down to Colby Patterson to get that second group organised, to chase them down. Grayson Wortley is there to help in 6th place. Colby Patterson, been really impressed with Colby so far in 2024. Another driver who seems to be building with confidence, building with speed. Can he convert that newfound speed into results here in Miami Water Swift for 2024 in the British Kart Championships? That remains to be seen. We've got 10 minutes to go in this one. Number of drivers with big improvements from their grid positions. For example, Mason Brooks up 7 spots so far. Has gone from 14th to 7th. Blair Smith as well, who had a very difficult start to the day. Had to start from the pit lane in one of his heats. He's up 7 as well. There's a change for second. Through goes apologies, no, it's Sayre who's come through. So Jarlath Sayre is up to 2nd place now, ahead of Harry Williams. Jarlath Sayre, another driver who's had a very good 2024 season. Hasn't just been racing in European level series. Has had a go in the Italian Championship as well. Won one of their rounds on a guest appearance, similar to what we're of course seeing this weekend with the junior and senior categories. Right now, though, in Miami Water Swift, this is the best of British. This is arguably the best of Europe in this formula of racing, and it's got Will Green at the front of it. Oh, that was a bit wide though for Sayre out of the final corner. Harry Williams is not going to need a bigger invitation than that to step down the inside and retake 2nd place. Mason Brooks is going along very nicely though in the number 84 driver, who finished 3rd in the championship in Miami Water Swift Restricted last year. This had a bit of a quiet day, has Mason Brooks, but right now he is setting the timing screen alight. Fastest of this group of 5, and it is now a group of 5. Watch out for Mason Brooks here. This could be a very good final. We do sometimes see this with drivers, that they work their way through the heats. They maybe have a bit of a compromised time qualifying. We don't really see them coming through and blooming until the final, but right now Mason Brooks is going to be patient. He's caught this quartet at the front competing for the race win, but doesn't want to throw himself back out of it with a rash move perhaps. There's a little thumbs up from Sukmani Kira there in 4th place. As down the inside for the lead of the race. Harry Williams wants to take this one from the front, and he's made it work. He's got through. Sayre has followed through as well. Green down to 3rd place. And here goes Jarlath Sayre for the lead of the race. Into hairpin number 1. Spot on. Absolutely spot on from Jarlath Sayre. He knew that'd be a great opportunity to pounce, but that's even better from Will Green. Will Green back down the inside. Retakes the lead. Went from 1st to 2nd to 3rd to 2nd to 1st in the space of 1 sector of this circuit. But look at this. This is bringing everybody back into play down the inside. Mason Brooks makes a move for 3rd place. Has got past Sukmani Kira. Has now got past Harry Williams as well. But what has this done? It's brought the whole field back into play. Colby Patterson back into play. Blair Smith, Freddie Wood. What a race this would be for Freddie Wood if he could come back through. Had a little chat with him on the aftermath of things last weekend, and it was a question mark, of course. Had a retirement from his race in Italy. He's done brilliantly to fight back here and even take part in this round, and has a chance here. Sukmani Kira is looking down the inside of Harry Williams there. That's a good move from Sukmani Kira. She's up to 4th place, but back comes Harry Williams. Good racing, as we have seen a lot so far in this formula of racing in 2024. It's great to have it here as well in the Vera Tools British Kart Championship. The first time we've seen it on British shores for 2024. But these drivers, who already know each other very well, are putting on a racing clinic right now, including Finlay Lyons. Finlay Lyons, who started in the middle of the pack, of course, started 18th, is up to around 8th place now. End of lap number 6. Green, Sayer, Brooks have broken away. There's been a very quiet, very, very efficient couple of laps from Green, Sayer and Brooks. They have now got themselves the top 3 positions, and the rest are going to have to fight 4th, 5th, 6th, a little bit what we saw with the Junior X30s earlier on this afternoon. Down the inside though, Sayer wants that race lead. He also wants his teammate coming through to second place. Mason Brooks is fighting for that one. Will Green's going to have to concede and slips back down to 3rd place. Well, this time, can Jarlath Sayer control this one? Big question is, Mason Brooks' pace in this final has been phenomenal. Right now, I think you'd say Mason Brooks is the favourite to win this race if he picks his moments in the correct manner. This is a tough stage for Will Green. He's going to have to dig deep now. He's dropping off the back of those 2 Fusion runners. He could drop back into the pack of Patterson, Kira, Smith, Lyons, Williams, Newstead, Austin Newstead coming through the order as well. A pack that goes all the way back to Zdeněk Babacek in 15th place. Four minutes remaining on the clock. There's Austin Newstead gaining another spot. That's 8th place past Harry Williams through hairpin number 1. Finlay Lyons, likewise, has just taken 6th place away from Blair Smith. 3 3/4 minutes to go. I think Green's best hope right now is to use that group of drivers, Kira, Patterson, Lyons. It's almost a launch pad to try to catch back up to these top 2, but that's the different story. If it was Sayer or Brooks out on their own with 3.5 minutes remaining on the clock, you would back the chasing pack to keep closing in. The fact that you've got 2 drivers and 2 teammates clear of the rest of the order does make it a much harder prospect for everybody else behind, especially now when it's a 1-2-3 for Fusion. St. Marty Kira's got through, got past Colby Patterson about a lap ago, and has now got past the winner of round 2 for the IAME Euro Series last weekend in Italy. It's been another great weekend. It's great to see St. Marty Kira continuing to build and get quicker and quicker, and the racecraft get better and better as well. Driver who's raced up through the cadet categories, had some time in on the karting pathway in Club 100 cadets as well, stepped back into the owner scene, and is delivering at the moment on a lot of promise and a lot of support from the family based in Walsall in the West Midlands. 2.5 minutes of this one to go. Sayer still leads from Brooks. Then it's the chase trio of Kira, Green and Lyons, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Harry Williams still there in 6th. Austin Newstead, could he have one of his characteristic charges through the field in the last few minutes of a race? There down the inside for 3rd place, that's Will Green going back through past Sukmani Kira. Finlay Lyons just holding there in 5th place right now. Lyons down the inside for 4th place. Chopping and changing all the time. It's great racing. It's very entertaining to watch, but it's not the kind of moves that's going to close in on Sayer and Brooks at the front of this pack. Through into the 3rd sector then. This is the part of the circuit that really tests the skills of a driver. Corner into corner into corner. But as we say, these are some of the best, if not the best drivers with these engines in this formula of IAME 60cc water-cooled, water-swift engine racing. And it's still Jarlath Sayer at the very front of it. It's Finlay Lyons fought through to 3rd. Finlay Lyons has fought through to 3rd place. Makes the move. Well, we saw a bit of that in event 1 3 weeks ago back here at PF International, and that is another great piece of driving from Finley Lyons down the inside. Harry Williams and Austin Newstead going side by side. And Will Green, I think, has been shuffled all the way down to around 8th place. Yes, he has. Well, Will Green, who started this race from pole position, this is not the race, based on the form book for the last few weeks, that I was expecting at all. And Will Green is going to have to really fight for his championship points now. Still very early stages of the championship, of course. But right now, he's losing his very early lead in the championship stakes. It would be Jarlath Sayer taking the advantage. Green slipping to 2nd place. There he is now in 7th in this race with 2 laps to go. Sayer and Brooks still out front. I just feel with Mason Brooks, he's just biding his time. He's just keeping himself within striking distance going on to the last lap, and we're not quite there yet. 3 wide as we go down into hairpin number 1. That's Zdeněk Babicek in the Czech colours there. The white, the blue and the red. Kart's number 35. Not for that unfortunate incident with Finley Lyons earlier on today. Oh, very close there between the number 44 and the 71. That's Harry Williams getting involved with Max Mason. Drivers competing because there's all championship points all the way down to 34th place, of course, in these finals. Every position counts for a championship point, and you never know how crucial those points could be at the end of an 8-round championship. We're on the final lap of this one now. Jarlath Sayer and Mason Brooks have done a tremendous team job so far. Could it be another 1-2 for Fusion Motorsport on what's been an amazing day for Fusion Motorsport to kick things off for their Vera Tools British Kart Championships? Sayer's going to move to the inside. Brooks will look to the outside, maybe a switch back in the run to hairpin number 2. Brooks has got his nose ahead, he's got the lead. He's got it done. What a brilliant piece of driving by Mason Brooks. He didn't go too deep. He didn't go for the outside. He went for the cutback, got the chute out of hairpin number 1, has got the lead. The corners are ticking on by. Mason Brooks, who started this race 14th on the grid, is heading through the final couple of corners now. What a drive. Mason Brooks has arrived in Miami Water Swift and is going to win at PF International, take the first round of the year in the Motorsport UK Vera Tools British Kart Championships by 0.2 of a second ahead of Jarlath Sayer. Sayer will take the early lead in the championship, and Sukhmani Kira is on the podium. It is a podium lockout for Fusion Motorsport. What a performance from all 3 of those drivers. Finley Lyons in 4th, Blair Smith in 5th, Zdeněk Babicek in 6th, ahead of Harley Musk, Will Green, Harry Williams and Freddie Wood. That is your top 10. Christian Kobe raced well home to 11th place. Austin Newstead in 12th, Colby Patterson 13th, 14th for Max Mason. Grayson Wortley completed the top 15 ahead of his teammates George Clark, Jensen Ackerman, Teddy Porter, Austin Gibson and Henry Clark all inside the top 20. Great drive there from Henry Clark, through from the repechage, up 9 positions. Lucan Arroway 21st, John T. Restrick P22, Cooper Snedden, Night Measures, Callum Graham, Arian Nayer, James Nolan, Ian Kerry, George House, Charlie Clough, all in the top 30. Sophie Campbell, the last of the finishers, in 31st ahead of Pata Medina, Arian Singh and Xavi Fonch, all retirements. But what a drive! Mason Brooks, we haven't talked about him all day. Started 14th on the grid in this final and has only gone and won it. A big haul of 65 championship points for Mason Brooks, but more importantly, a win in the Vera Tools British Kart Championships. He has won a round of the British Championships and can be delighted with that. And hopefully do it all again tomorrow. It'll be a big confidence boost ahead of round 2 for Sunday. If you have enjoyed the racing here today, do make sure that you're back with us. Tomorrow we'll be kicking things off with the heat races from, well, the first race goes off from 11:50, so we should be on the air 11:45 to do it all again. 2 heats for every single driver, and we'll have, of course, the Tillotson T4 series as well to enjoy for their Nations Cup qualifier here this weekend at PF International. Mason Brooks, from his body language, it's one of those of like, what have I just done? What has happened there? The brilliant, which we saw from the early stages, he charged through the field, had the race pace, great setup work as well. Let's head down to Parc Fermé. Let's head down to Nicole Sutherland, who's going to get the thoughts of our winner, Mason Brooks.
What an absolutely fantastic race from our mini class. It's a Fusion Kart lockout and 1, 2, 3. Absolutely fantastic to see. Mason, firstly, congratulations, you're our provisional winner. I don't believe we've seen you win a final in this championship so far.
Yeah, I did win in GYG last year, but that was in the restricted class.
It was absolutely amazing to see you up at the front. And how are you feeling about the race? Can you talk us through it a little bit?
Me and Charlie got away from Will, so I just pushed instead of battling and bringing the pack towards us.
And is there anybody you'd like to thank for your win? Obviously, you get to do it all again tomorrow, but who would you like to thank?
Jarlath for not defending, my dad for mechanicking, my mum and sister for supporting me, and my whole family, and Fusion and Grice.
One more?
Grice, yeah.
Well, congratulations to you, Mason. Best of luck for tomorrow, and you can go celebrate with your dad now. We'll just go catch up with Sukhmani there. Sukhmani, absolutely fantastic race for her. 3rd position, with great battle with Finley Lines on the last bit of the race. Sukhmani, how are you feeling about the race?
Really glad that I managed to get 3rd.
And are you feeling confident going into tomorrow? Obviously, you get to do it all again. Just mentioned that to Mason. You feeling like you can do the same again?
Definitely, yeah.
Best of luck to you. We'll speak to you a little bit later on in the weekend. We'll just throw up to some highlights of that race now, which I think there's going to be a fair few of them. So we'll go back up to Andrew, who will run that through.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at, as you say, some of the highlights from that final for IAMI Water Swift. The start, Harry Williams did get a 5-second penalty. Apologies, I don't think we noted that, but it was under investigation, and a minute later came through that we reckon was a jump start in the commentary box, but we do know that there was a plus 5-second penalty for the number 44. Early stages, Will Green fighting in there, looking to repeat the P1 that he had from the intermediate classification. And back through would come Williams. But it was the Fusions who really came to the fore in this one. Down the inside, Jarlath Sayer going for the move there in the number 8 with some great support from the likes of Sukhmani Kira and Mason Brooks behind. To say Mason Brooks' first 5 laps just tore through the order, got himself across a gap that had formed. That top 4 had broken away in the early stages, and he raced across that gap and just kept going and going and going. There was a key move, getting past Will Green for 2nd place. Unfortunately for Will Green, he would fade across the course of that race. Maybe a bit of setup work to think about for tomorrow. It should be similar conditions here. But that was a beautiful move from Mason Brooks. Sayer went defensive. You see many times drivers try to go round the outside through hairpin number 1. There's not a lot of grip on drivers left, and he just held himself back, knowing that there'd be a good chance for him on the run down to hairpin 2, and that is how Mason Brooks, on his first run here in IAMI Water Swift, took the win in the final. So on to our last podium for this evening. It is the IAMI Water Swift category. Once again, top 3 and our winning mechanic receiving awards this evening. Please welcome first onto the podium a great performance, continuing to improve, in 3rd place today in Water Swift. Please welcome for Fusion Motorsport driver number 9, Sukhmani Kira. That's it, Marty. Well done. In 2nd place in a clean sweep for the podium for Fusion Motorsport. Please welcome your driver in 2nd place, driver number 8, Jarlath Sayer. Well done, mate. Good stuff. But what a drive from our winner today, from 14th on the grid. He teared through the field in the final to take round 1 of the Vera Tools British Kart Championships for Water Swift this year. Please welcome your winner for Fusion Motorsport, driver number 84, Mason Brooks. Well done. Good job. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, look at this. Coordinated on and off track. And apologies, I've done an Anthony Jordan. I've forgotten the winning mechanic. Please welcome to the stage your winning mechanic, Gary Brooks. Oh, God. Don't be taking that. Sorry, Gary. It's been a long day. Hit your head on that way.
I can go now, can't I?
Yeah, you can get it. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, a big round of applause for our top 3 in IAMI Water Swift.